And Jamila, that is also raging is the state of education generally. I mean, a lot of things are going on now. There are some children who are learning online, others are not. We thought that the tertiary institutions, universities and colleges will open at least by September. Today, Professor Magoha, the CS for Education, saying, no, not so fast. We have to wait until January, apparently after an assessment of the state of preparedness there. A huge blow, one would say, to the education calendar, but perhaps for a very good reason.
That's true, Joe. 2020 is turning into the year of no class. I think we can listen to Professor Magoha speaking about this and then continue.
We have 1 month to go, and these institutions are definitely not ready. And we have come to a unanimous consensus that it is fair and just to keep these institutions closed until January of 2021.
The minister said the institutions were not ready. They were not ready to admit students in September, as had been earlier indicated. I think in these times of COVID-19, it's better to be safe than sorry. If the institutions are not ready to receive students, if the directives that have been issued, if the conditions that have been set before the schools are open have not been met, so it's right that they'll not be open. But this means now those students who are expected to study online, especially the university students, because the minister did say that some form of online studies can continue. But we've had even UASU, the body, the union for the professors, for the lecturers, talking about how it is difficult for a lot of students to be able to participate online because of one challenge or another. Maybe no computers, no equipment, no internet, no access to some of these technological facilities that we have. And that's why there'll be disadvantage. We have spoken to students in different parts of the country. I think there was one in Baringo who said for him, he's not even had a chance to study since schools closed earlier this year, and he's a university student. He's expected to take an exam, and for them, it's a disadvantage. So this is, I think, a difference that has been seen even in the primary schools earlier on, before when the schools closed in March, and we were told, oh, some are able to study online, but a huge majority of students are unable to do it. So no more schools in 2020 until January, hopefully 2021. Hopefully things will have normalized. But I think it's also a disadvantage for these students who are unable to study online because of different circumstances that they find themselves in.
Linus, let me bring you in here. It's a mixed bag, quite frankly, looking at the education landscape generally. If you look at the number of things that are going on, there are children in international schools, there are students who are studying online or in universities abroad, there are people who are doing exams, others are not doing. How does one bring this all together? I mean, you don't want to be George Magoha right now.
No, I don't. Though if I were George Magoha, I would try and pursue a more coherent approach and conversation, consultative, that is involving more and more voices from the sector. It's a very big sector that is made up of solving problems. I don't think there is enough consultation going on. I don't think there are a lot of conversations going on official circles. Are we talking to our experts? Are we discussing with them what are the potential solutions to the education we have right now? There are a lot of inconsistencies, for example, on this issue of online studies, because I remember the president talking of it. What is innovation if it can't start with a simple way of converting or moving from physical classes to online classes? Why shouldn't that be at least achieved, especially in urban areas? And then there's, of course, there is the agenda of the internet penetration across the country. We have the Google loons that are flying somewhere. We thought this was meant to address some of these issues, especially when it comes to school-going children that are in the rural areas. They too need to be on the net. They too need to be able to online classes. I think closing schools and saying we have lost a year is actually not the right thing to do. We're sending the wrong message. There is no such thing. We are all alive, only that lives have been disrupted. What they need to do is, how will the kids be between now and January?
All right, thank you very much. I think we want to wrap it up there and move